itself. I am sure there will probably be a short Q&A after, for which we will all raise our hands if we have a question. Brother Ambi will take us through that. So just out of respect, please keep muted until the end of the presentations. Thank you.
Thank you, sister. Thank you, my dear sister. Good evening, everyone, once more, and welcome to this edition of the Daily Briefing. The other day, while I was battling away with the flood here in my home, I heard Dr. Linus responding to some of the members in French. And having had a few meetings with some of the members of the French community over the last few weeks, we have come to notice that a lot of the members who are in the, who speak a different language find it difficult to participate during our daily briefings. I am putting this out as a word of notice that anyone who is in the meeting who struggles to understand in a specific language, please let us all know that you would prefer or you would have better understanding in a specific language. We have members, in the community who are able to take you through in any language of your choice. If it's French, we have quite a few members who are French speaking who also understand the processes. What they don't understand, we will be able to guide them to take you through it in French. In Spanish, we also have members who actually understand Spanish. In Portuguese, if it's Arabic, we also have members who are able to help and guide in all those languages. So we are multilingual. We are multilingual. There should not be any reason why any one of our members is not participating or is not benefiting from the knowledge we are sharing with each other, because we are not, because this specific, the daily briefings are done in English. It's open, and everyone else who is not able to understand or who does not understand English, don't hesitate to let us know. Maybe, for a language outside of French, you put a ticket and we'll put you in touch with a member who is either, in the language of your interest, who can speak the language of your interest, for them to be able to help you and share with you the updates that we are doing on a daily basis during these briefings. I thought I should bring that right up front, because this, what we have here, we don't want anyone to be discriminated upon based on their religion, based on their language, based on where they come from, because they are not educated or because they are too educated. This is really open, and we don't want anyone to be discriminated upon. Some of the conversations we are having in the back are actually shocking. Sometimes we actually just laugh, and where people want to guard what we do and keep it just within us. The difficulty in doing that is that when you have known discrimination, you would not want anyone else to be discriminated upon. When you have known segregation, you would not want anyone to be segregated. When you have known, any form of, when you have been undermined and you know how it feels, there should not be any reason why you should make that to anyone else. Those are just some two key things that I thought I would start off this evening with. It's a great day. It's a fantastic day. The topic the area that we are going to focus on today is something that should concern every single member of this community. And it's really beautiful to know that a number of the members in this community have understood what it's about, and the benefits are evident for everyone to see. The benefits are evident for everyone to see. So as a member of the community, as we as we go out and help people, register members who are linked and aligned to you, the benefits in there are immense, because it goes literally viral without you even knowing how far you have gone, right? Or based on you cannot even fathom what you as an individual could the effect you have on the community growth and the benefits for members of the community, just by going out and registering 5 people. Just by going out and registering 5 serious people who actually understand what is going on, the effects 5-10 layers down is immense. So if you end up just registering 5 members who understand what is going on, we are going to take you through what happens. It's amazing. It's almost like an explosion, right? So that is going to be the main focus of our conversations today, looking at how we can, how our efforts can spark something that is unfathomable. I want to just welcome all the leaders who are in the house today. Every one of us, in our own rights, are leaders in our communities, in our countries. So everyone here is doing what they are meant to do as a leader, in our community, and we are very, very grateful for all the work that every one of us are doing. So I'm going to start by just greeting, Brother Patrick is here. Good evening, Brother Patrick, and Sister Pauline as well, and Dr. Linus. I'm going to just open the floor for 1 minute for each of them, just to greet everyone. But after that, I'm going to ask a question, and will need to see how many would see those who have who actually understand this game. Yeah, I'm going to ask a few questions, and then from there we'll just show you visually, graphically, what it means. Good evening, Brother Patrick.
Good evening, sir. Good evening. Thank you. Greetings to our leaders, Dr. Linus. Greetings to the team, Sister Pauline. Greetings to the family. It's always good to be here. And we look forward to our interactions as we learn and grow together as the one big family that we are. Thank you, sir. God bless you.
God bless you, brother. God bless you, my brother. Good evening, Sister Pauline. I see Sister Lumba has also just joined.
Yes, greetings, Brother MB, Dr. Linus, Brother Patrick, all the support team, and our brothers and sisters from across the globe. For me, it's a privilege to be a part of this fantastic endeavor, revolution, and just to know that we are the seed. The tree is yet to come, and that tree will be like a mustard seed. We are the seed, and we will grow into that fantastic tree. And it's just a privilege to be part of it. Thank you.
I am so happy that Sister Pauline is talking about a tree. She's giving us an image. When you plant a mango tree, I need answers from the floor. When you plant a mango tree, how many mangoes, when the tree comes to term and it produces its fruits, how many mangoes comes out of the tree? I need answers from the floor. Can anyone tell us? I see Brother Vincent, your hand is up.
Yes, it actually come out with 2, 3 to 5 mangoes at the initial time.
Oh,
And
from the tree. So when you plant 1 mango, your tree would produce 5 mangoes.
You mean at the initial production or immediately you plant?
No, when you plant and then the mango tree now starts producing fruits, how many mangoes?
Oh, it produces uncountable.
Okay. The next person. So if you can just tell us, just give us a number.
Good evening. It's Vincent Okoro from Kajuru, Kaduna, in Nigeria.
Yes, Vincent, thank you. So
management. All right. I have question.
There's no question now. I just asked a question and I just need that answer. You said it's uncountable. Who is there again? Paul.
Thank you.
Paul, how many mangoes after you've planted your mango, your seed, and it grows? How many?
It's only 1 mango. When you plant
seed.
one seed, yes, 1 seed, it still produce you the same mango.
But how many would come out from the tree?
I can say it's 1 mango that will come up on this tree. But people that will eat the single mango will be many. I don't know whether you get my answer right. You plant a single seed of a mango, and then the mango germinates and produces fruit. The fruit that it produces is the same mango that you planted.
I know it's the same mango, yeah. But how many would be on the tree?
It's 1 mango.
No, it can't be 1 because it produces so many mangoes. But this is the same fruit, mango. But you can't predict. Someone is saying on the chat, you can't predict, right? Let's take Daniel. Daniel, do you know how many mangoes will come out from that tree?
Actually, good evening, everyone in the house. There is no fixed amount that someone can tell that will come out of that very mangoes. But the way I can describe the mangoes that will be there is uncountable mangoes.
Uncountable. Thank you
very much. By that very single tree. Thank you.
Yes, thank you very much. Sister Toko, how many?
Good evening, all. I also agree that it won't be possible to count the mangoes.
Okay.
But it will also depend how the mango has been watered. The more it receives more water and the sun, the more will be the mango.
Exactly. So the more you take care of the plant, the more the fruits that will come out of the mango. I just want to ask also, you can put this on the chat, how many people have you as an individual registered into this program? If you can just remember, if anyone knows the number of people they have registered, please just put it on the chat. Quickly, we are not going to waste time on this because we'll go into the presentation just so that everybody understands what we have potentially in our hands as individuals. Okay, I can see someone here saying over 100, someone is saying 5, Sister Emma is saying 5. Who else? Daniel is saying he's done like 500, Jude 250, 245, Itemba, known. All right, so Samuel, our brother Samuel Mwendo from Kenya. You know, the next time you are speaking, Samuel, don't forget the landscape. You always show us some beautiful landscape. Someone is saying over 300, so yeah, Toko 20 plus. Not sure now. Okay. Toko, why can't you access your account? Please go onto a private chat with Brother Patrick. Sister Lumba is here. Sister Pauline, please go on a private chat so that you should be able to access. So the reason I'm asking us these questions, the reason we are having this conversation is because we want to share with you the potential that each and every one of us has. And that potential, we are seeing it already, you know, or the results of that potential, we are seeing it already with a number of the members in our community. I want to ask you, if you register 5 people, and the 5 people go and register 5 people, and the 5 people go and register 5 people 5 times over, how many people would you have? How many people, or how many people would you potentially have registered? So 5 people times 5 times 5 times 5, 5 times. Can anyone give us the answer quickly?
125.
So 125, that is 5 levels, 5 people, 5, 5, 5, right?
250. 250.
250.
Yes.
Okay. I can tell you that if it's done in the way we are going to show you now, just by registering 5 people, 10 levels down, you could potentially, you would potentially have been a catalyst for the registration of 10 million people, one person. So just by registering 5 people, and then of the 5 people, you get someone in there who goes in and registers 5 and 5 more and 5 more, and it keeps going down in that way. You could potentially register 10 million people in next to no time. So we are going to show, that's what we are going to show you today, and we'll explain how it works. And because of that, you will get different layers of commission for 10 million people. Can you imagine that? Can you just start thinking about it in your minds, what that means? Not only for the people that you are bringing into the system so that they can also benefit, but what that will mean also for you as an individual. It is immense, because you would have contributed to the lives of close to 10 million people if we go down in that fashion, in the way in which we are going to explain to you. So good evening, Dr. Linus. You are going to share with us your screen, and we'll go into a little bit more detail, just so that everyone should understand the potential that each of us have in being a catalyst of driving the growth and the utility that we want for this program.
Thank you very much, Brother B, and welcome everybody. Welcome all the leaders, everyone from all over the world, wherever you're dialing in from. I greet you. Good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. I know we're dialing in from different parts of the world. One of the things that people are already seeing, but perhaps we haven't really talked about very much, is this commission structure and these payments that keep coming into your account. We have T1C, T1C, T2C, T3C, all the way to T5C. And if I recall, at one point during one of our daily meetings, Brother Patrick shared his screen, and he was able to show a string of these T1, T2, T3, and all the way to T5 payments that were coming in. I just want to explain a little bit more in terms of how those are generated and what it really means if you go out and register people who then go on to register others. I'm going to try and share my screen. In fact, I haven't finished building the visual image for even the 5 layers, but I think I have some, and you will get an idea. It would be very, hopefully,
Dr. Linus, we lost you. Are you there? We lost him completely. I think he lost connection.
Yeah, maybe because he doesn't seem to be in the participants list.
Yeah, he lost connection completely. He's going to come back on. So in the meantime, as he was explaining, we have not actually taken the time to explain to everyone how this commission structures, how they are set up, how it works, and how in less than no time, just you as an individual, as they say in today's lingo, you as an individual can go viral with this system. Just one person, like literally viral. And viral is going to the tens of thousands up to 1 million in no time, just by registering one person, registering the second, and up to the fifth. And we are limiting it to the fact that you could have just registered 5, but as we have seen in the evidence, in the charts and all of that, there are people who have registered, I'm just trying to go, there are people who have registered over 300. There are people who have registered, like I see here, there's Ambassador Lumley, who has registered 3,125. If you just imagine what this number could do potentially in terms of the people who are within this community, the 3,125 what it could potentially be in terms of numbers, it's immense. But just working with 5, with the factor of 5, for those who know, for those of us in banking and and who have done loans and all of that, and who have also worked with people who do savings and all of that, there's something that is called compound interest. And we must have, for some people who went to school, that is something that was taught in school. But we in the banking environment, we use that quite a lot. In compounding interest, you save $100, and it keeps compounding, and and it's increasing and multiplying, and that compounding effect also happens when you register members. So that is what we are going to look at. We're working on the model earlier. Dr. Linus has it on his laptop. I'm sure that he has lost power. Let me just try to see, because that's what we had planned for today evening. He's lost power. I have no idea what. He sent me a message. Oh, okay. He said his laptop just suddenly, it was not connected to power properly, and it just died, and takes a bit of time to power up, especially when you have a lot of things running in it. So he's going to come back on just now. In the meantime, does anyone have any question related to this commission? Okay.
Please raise your hand. Please raise your hand. Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay, first we're going to Brother Vincent Okoro. Thank you.
Good evening once again. My question is based on this registration of, I have tried to register. I have many that I supposed to register, but when enter into my brokering to register members, the message is still showing error occurred during processing. So I don't know how the management will help me to fix my account in others so that I can be able to register those that I've given hope to register.
Okay. Okay. I just want to ask one question before we take the other two people whose hands are up. Has anyone in the community registered anyone lately?
Pardon?
Anyone who's in the meeting? No, it's not for you, Brother Vincent. I'm asking the rest in the of the members in the house.
Yes.
Has
Yes.
anyone succeeded to register anybody lately?
Yes.
Okay, so Brother Daniel has registered. I see Ambassador Lumley also has registered. So
Yeah.
I think we need to do an investigation on Brother Vincent's account, just to see whether he's not restricted from registering.
Okay, so sorry, can I just say something then?
Go ahead, Ambassador. I think
Now,
Ambassador, she's meant to be the next person, right, Sister Pauline?
Yes, she is. I just want to know that Brother Vincent is okay with that, so that we can at least he's not just left high and dry.
No, I'm saying that we need to engage with Brother Vincent, go through his account and actually see what is happening, because I think this is the second time he's raising this thing related to registrations.
Okay, so we'll contact you, Brother Vincent. Thank you very much, sir, for your question.
All right. Thank you very much. I'm okay with that.
Right. Ambassador Lumley, please go ahead.
Yeah, thanks. Okay, so the thing is, today, actually, someone tried to register and I was guiding them. However, they got to the registration process, then they're there waiting to get a confirmation from Swiffin. Nothing. When he went into, it says that there's something on the website. Nothing came up, and he was waiting for something in the email. Nothing happened. Also today I was talking to someone and they also mentioned that previously when the Lumi just started, and they're trying to also get in on that and having difficulty.
Okay, so on the one who was waiting for the verification email, I have just one question. Are they an old registrar or a new?
Yes, because I was the one who registered him initially on the old platform. Yeah.
So they are trying to access again now.
Yes.
And they have not been able to access.
I'm not sure if he did, but the last time I checked, he didn't. I'm not sure if he got a confirmation.
Okay, so what we need to do is to get that individual's exact details so that we can cross-check whether they've accessed from when we switched the server.
Okay.
If they have never accessed, then they still have a possibility of using the 444CC, the 444CC access code. If they have before, then it will mean that they've already used the 444CC, which means that we need to maybe just trigger a reset password so that they can receive that as an email and reactivate their access.
Okay,
I would think that would.
I'll find out from him and then inform him. Who should I contact? Should I send him a message?
So you just go. You go on the ticket. Open a ticket.
Okay.
Yeah. Open a ticket. Put the person's exact name. If you have their Swift ID, you put it there. If you don't, no problem. But the exact name as they use to open the account, and possibly their phone number and email address, so that they can, we can reach out to them.
Okay, so from myself now.
Can I just interject just a moment, Brother Ambi? Mr. Lamley, if they were on the old system and they were probably using their username or their email address, on the new system, they need to import for their Swiffin ID, they need to import their 16-digit Swiffin number. Okay? So we don't go into the Swifting account the same way we used to on the previous system that we used. You need to input your 16-digit Swifting number. If you haven't logged in before, like what Brother Ambi says, you put the 44CC, common C,
Right.
common C, and it will prompt you to choose a new email address. So I'm just concerned that he may be thinking it's like the old system where he just input his email address or his username.
No,
okay?
No, what happened here, I have been the one, because I already signed up. I did the 44CC. I was able to get into my Lumi account to see what was going on. So that I'm aware of, but we would have to go back and try to do it the other way and see what happened. So I'll go through that with him. But for me, now on the platform, I logged in and everything, and it says that I'm ready for activation, right? So when I clicked on the activation, it's telling me to sign up, although it's free, to sign up to some other account, I'm not sure what it is, with a credit card information. Is that from Swifting or is that somewhere else?
There's no registration here that requires you to use your, we've never even spoken about anything related to that. So maybe
yeah, because it came up saying my activation is ready. That's what came up on the screen. So when I saw that, I decided that I wasn't going to go any further.
That's good. I don't know. I'm not sure that was one of our screens or one of our channels.
What I can do, I'm going to try to go back in. I'm going to take a screenshot. If it does appear again, and maybe share it.
Because you don't need a credit card. Please just put a ticket as well on that. We need to follow up with you.
All right. Okay.
We don't need a credit card on any of the channels.
Yes. It wouldn't allow me to go into anything else.
No. No.
Okay. And for previous, yeah, for previously registered individual, that how this commission system works for them, so if they've been previously on the old system.
Yeah. So everyone who is a member who had people registered under them, they benefit from those commissions. As Dr. Linus was just sharing, and I spoke about earlier, Brother Patrick, who is here in the meeting, shared with us and on a specific day how many commissions he got. The commissions he got is not for people that he registered just now. It's even from the old system. And he was sharing with us on that specific day, he had commissions up to 61 pages of historical records.
Okay.
61 pages on one day. That just reflects the people he registered and the people who went out, he registered, who went out and registered others. The commissions that were due to him were being paid directly to him.
Okay, well, that's good to know.
Yeah. So like you, I saw that you said you've registered about 3,000 something people. Commissions from those people, if we go into your account, you would see that you would also be hitting high numbers of pages in terms of commissions that are being paid into your account from T1 to T5.
Okay, so for the T, because this is the first time I'm coming, I heard you mention about the T1, T2, T3. Is there video recording of that or something that I can go back to check on that?
So because you are in this meeting today, you are going to see it because Dr. Linus is coming back on now.
All right, no problem.
We'll show it and we'll explain it again so that everybody should understand how the commissions work and how much commission each person can get. So for someone like Brother Patrick to have gotten 61 pages of commissions in one day.
Down on the floor.
What that would mean is that he would have people in there that he directly registered. He will have people in there that the people he registered went out and registered. And then the same for the third group of people, and same for the fourth, and same for the fifth. So you will have commissions right down to the fifth level. And then the numbers just keep increasing and going as far deep as possible. Yeah. So we will show you guys how that works.
Okay, thank you very much.
Sister Quotidien,
yes,
who next?
Thank you very much, Ambassador Lumley. Sister Lumba, you've got your mic open. Did you want to contribute as one of the support staff? No. Okay.
Okay.
The next one is Pamela. Pamela, can you please be direct with your question?
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes. Hi. Thank you. I want to know about the bonuses for Transact. If you could repeat how that works when somebody introduce someone to Connect and Swiffen, and someone else give them a link for Transact. What happened there, please? How does that bonus then work?
So we spoke about this in one of the briefings. The element, the commissions, the 5-tier commission structure is only in account. It's not on Connect, it's not on Transact. 5-tier commission structure is only on account. So when we are talking about commissions at the moment, it's recorded and released only from account. When it comes to Transact, when you send your referral link to someone, what we are working on now is that with all those referrals that are going out, there's at the moment just a once-off payment. Yes, there's just a once-off payment that we are working on seeing how we can merge the structures from account and Transact. And once we do that, then the 5-tier structure will apply to both. But it takes a lot of thinking. There's a lot of dynamic thinking that we have to apply in the back for us to do that. And we actually, just for your own information, we tested it and we saw that there was a lot more complicated. It was a lot more complicated than just having it direct. So we need to plot some numbers and do some calculations to make sure that everything is aligned and falls in line with the principles that we have within the community, so that everyone can benefit properly.
Okay, because I was thinking if somebody gives somebody a link for Transact, but that person is in America, then the person who actually brought them to Connect and Swiffen, they will miss out on that commission bonus.
No, if you refer anyone in the US and the person puts in your referral link, you get commissions on all their transactions and all the revenue that comes from that specific individual.
Yeah, you're missing it. What I'm saying, if someone else give them their Transact link, then the person who actually introduced them to Swiffen and Connect will be missing out, because they have someone else's Transact link instead of the person who brought them to know about Swiffen and Connect. You get me now?
So I get you. But what I'm saying, just get the point I'm making. Every time you register someone and you are the agent of that person, if someone on Transact gives them their Transact link, you are still the agent of that individual. It's not the person who has given their Transact link.
Oh, okay. All right. Thank you for clarifying.
You get what I'm saying?
Thank you for clarifying that.
So the main agent relationship between each and every one of us is on account, not on Transact and not on Connect.
Okay. Thank you. Okay.
You're welcome. Thank you, Pamela. The next question, the next one is
Toko.
Thank you.
Yeah, I knew you were good. You were wanting. Toko. You know that she was going to pronounce your name in English, right?
I have to learn the dialect. I have to learn the dialect. Forgive me, my people. Forgive me.
We are not laughing at
I know.
you. It's just interesting. You know.
I know you should say Togo.
Yes.
Mr. Togo, please go ahead.
Thank you. Yeah, I belong to a number of WhatsApp groups.
Yeah.
And I don't even know who put me there. I think they got me from Dr. Shong's WhatsApp group.
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately, the people cannot respond. So somehow they found me and put me in their group and even made me an admin. It's a group that is composed of people from different countries. It's Uganda, it's mainly Nigeria, Zimbabwe, and CAR.
Mm-hmm.
So every day I share the live stream. As it is, I've already shared it with them. I don't know whether they do watch it, but when we discuss things, I always give them some information, and they ask questions. My worry is that I don't know why they don't raise the tickets with a Swiffing, with what is it, with Connect, because I always ask them to do so. So I don't know. And my worry is I'm missing getting some commission because I'm sharing with people that won't benefit me anything.
So
and
practically,
secondly, yes.
So let's deal with that one. Then we can look at the second one. Practically, what I would suggest to you is, for those who do not have an account, my suggestion is take some time, do one-on-ones with them, and register them, so that they are linked to you. You become their principal agent. Okay, that's the first suggestion I will make to you. The second is that for those who already have an account, the benefit for whatever you do with them would be for the benefit of everyone in the community, that we have a member who is reactivated because they did not know how to get reactivated.
Yeah, some have already reactivated because I've given them some information, and they even thanked me for giving them that information. And one of them even, I could identify that he hasn't reactivated because he told me about the app that does not take his login details. And I told him that I can sense that you have not done your reactivation, and then gave him the Connect link. And he has already done so now.
All right. So that is the best suggestion I can give you. Activate or register the people who have not been registered, and so that you become their principal agent. And that's the beauty about this community, because for Sister Togo, she's sitting here in South Africa. She could literally register people anywhere in the world and become their principal agent and help them. Yeah. But also, we need you in the South African, we need you in the South African team as well to help people in South Africa. So, in fact, yesterday, with all the things that have been happening over the last two days, we did not remind everyone who is in South Africa and who wants to be part of the South African team to put their number on the chat so that they can get informed when the South African training takes place. It's once a week. It's once a week at the moment.
When I raise the ticket. Okay.
Yes. So go to where we raise the ticket, put your name and put your phone number. Then they will add you onto the South African WhatsApp group. And that's how we're going to build for all the other countries as well. Once we set up the country, then now we just need to add other leaders into the group to participate in the training and carry on building within the country.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Secondly, I wanted to ask if will it be proper to put I want to have a gazebo that is a what I'm forgetting the English, you know,
English,
can
my
identify
sister.
which can
English,
identify
my
that
sister.
who can identify that
Well,
it's sweeping.
I hope every one of you understand the joke we are sharing now, my sister Coco and I. I hope everyone can identify with it because from an African perspective, when you hear someone say, "Oh no, English," what is saying really is that this is not how we communicated from the beginning. This is just an assimilated means of communication for us all. So, so that's why, you know, as Africans, that's a really simple joke that we share amongst ourselves. So I'm just hoping that everybody understands what we're talking about. Carry on, Sister Toko.
Yeah, I wanted to ask if it will be proper to put a sweeping to identify what the gazebo is all about.
Oh my
what is
dear,
happening.
I want. Let me see. I hope I can see. Let me show you something. I'll show you guys something now. I'm gonna check if I can see it.
Okay.
So this is what the leader in Senegal has done. So this would answer your question.
Can you please show your screen, Brother Ambi? We're not seeing your screen if that's what you're doing.
No, I'm trying to look for it. When I see it, then I will share it.
Okay.
I'm trying to look for it. When I see it, I will share it.
Are you willing to take another question in the meantime?
Yes, carry on.
Okay,
Another question.
Thank you. Akima Paul?
Okay. Good evening.
Good evening. Can you just be specific with your question, please?
Okay. Last one is for transact commission. I understand and I heard as Brother Mbi was telling us, as the structure for the commission on transact is yet to be set, but the referral link on transact is now set. So my question on it is that if you are registering someone on that transact account, and when the future of that commission is fully installed, will you be able to get the previous registered member commissions there? That's my number one question.
That question is simple. Everyone who has your referral link, you would benefit from them. So we're not going to pull out. So at some point, right, let me just explain it clearly so that everyone understands. At some point, transact an account, the commission layers will be the same. So the principal agent for the account will be will get commission for somebody who is registered on transact and who is their member that they registered. But then the referral link that you send will make that person, would make you whose referral link has been used to get a once-off benefit. The reason why that is so, let me just explain to you guys why we're trying to maintain the principal agent, and that's why you cannot go on the system and just change an agent. Is because when someone has made the effort, because remember, the central account for this program is account. Everybody has to remember that. The central account for this program and for almost all the programs, any integration that we are doing, the central engine for this is account, right? Connect is the main entry portal. Transact is the transactional portal. And we are going to add, I think, 2 more or 3 more. What that means is that the heart of your account and your agent relationship sits in account. I hope
okay.
that is
Okay, yes, it is clear. Thanks for that. My other question is on that online shop. When I go through that, I notice two things that I'm not familiar with, and the routine number and the IBA number. That is the
so that
banking
is
account number.
yeah. So
Excuse, sir.
go ahead.
I want to complete my statement.
Okay, complete it.
So after the two areas, the other one on it is that if you sold a particular item online with someone, will you be able to print a receipt that bears the same item that you said with a price on Connect?
Sorry, I missed that.
Okay, like now, I want to sell something on my online shop after providing my banner. I want to sell something on my online shop.
Okay.
Will I be able to print out the receipt that bears the particular item that I sell on?
So the receipt, you are talking about the receipt, whether it will be linked to the item sold. You are asking whether the receipt will be linked to the item sold. Am I right?
Yes, that is exactly.
Certainly. So any item sold comes with its own receipt, and you are able to get the item linked to the receipt, or the receipt linked to the item that is sold. I think before we carry on with the questions, Dr. Linus succeeded to reactivate. I didn't realize that he's back. Dr. Linus, sorry, your mic is off.
Yes, that's okay. I mean, the questions can carry on, and then I would step in once the questions are finished. My apologies. My laptop wasn't plugged in. I'm so used to having it plugged in and working away, and it just died. So, and it takes a while once the battery is completely depleted to get any juice to come back on again. So my apologies for that.
That's okay. So I think so that because the main core of what we're going to present, I think the hands that are up, the main questions were actually meant to be related to registration and the commission and how they are linked. Yeah. So my suggestion is that we go through at least 2-3 layers of how the setup is, and then we can carry on with the questions beyond that.
Okay, that's fine. Let's do that. I'm going to share my screen if that's okay. I will share my screen. All right. I'm sharing my entire desktop. Don't worry about this. I was just filling in some of the gaps. So to avoid it being confusing, I'm going to close some of this so you can have a sense of what it is. I'll close some of this. My apologies for that. I should have closed it beforehand. So I'll just close this. And then I will explain. I'll also explain why the reason I'm closing it is just so it gives us the opportunity to zoom in at the starting point. If all of it is open, it's a bit of a maze, and it's probably quite confusing if they are open. But let's close them and see, so that we get the picture. What we've done is just created a visual representation of a scenario where one member goes and registers 6 people. And each of those 6 people then go and register 6 people. And I will explain what each of the 6 people that they register would do in order for us to end up with this maze that you see. Just give me a moment to close them all down. My apologies. In fact, maybe I should try there. And I will try there. And then when we open, we can explain. And one more. I would not, it's actually quite a, oh, all right. As you can see, it's quite a maze. So the number is potentially very large, but I have this open. Goodness, please bear with me. I'll close it here. And here.
Dr. Linus, it's best if you close all your T2s, yeah, up to your T3s, yeah. Then you'll only have your T1s and T2s open.
That's right. The trouble is that they are hanging from different, from different members. Okay, so
that looks good.
Thank you very much. So that's the scenario. We are looking at a scenario where one member goes and registers 6 people, only 6 people. Okay, so that's the member. The member goes and registers 6 people. And out of the 6 people, one person never really does anything. They don't go on to register anybody else. And then you have one of the persons they register goes on to register just one person, okay? And then one of the persons they register goes on and registers 2 people, which is what you have here. And then one of the persons registers 3. And of course, the next one registers 4. And oops, that's obviously too much. Let me close that. So the next one registers 4, and then the next one registers 5. So we'll have 5 here. Again, that's too much. Let's close most of it. And here. So as you can see, it's actually very difficult to predict how much commission you can. It's not difficult. I mean, if you make some assumptions in terms of numbers, you can do some very quick calculations to get to it. But it is not something that you can determine from the outset, because it depends on what other people subsequently go on to do in terms of onboarding and registering others. That is what is going to drive your commission. But this has all been programmed in, and it is embedded in account. And Brother B was explaining that account is really the core engine that produces the results that we want to see. Okay, so that's what I wanted to get up to. So back again, each member, one member just registers 6 people. The first person doesn't go to register anybody else. One person registers one person. One of them goes to register 2 people. One of them goes to register 3. And one goes to register 4. And one goes to register 5. Now, for the people that you actually register directly, you receive what we call the T1 commission. Okay, so if you register 10 people, then you will get 10 payments of T1C. And that represents a direct commission you receive from transactions relating to people that you have registered directly. So that's T1. So a quick way to check is if all the commissions have been paid, then you can go into your commission account, just select T1. And if you get 10, it means you registered 10 people for which you have been paid. And it's also a quick way to check whether all the commissions you should have received have actually been received. Because if you register 1,000 people and all the commissions have been paid and you go and count your T1 commissions and it's only 100, then there is something not quite right, which means that you have not received commission for some of the people that you have registered under you as members. In which case, perhaps that warrants raising a ticket so that it can be investigated. But this is a very complex algorithm, but we've got it all mapped out to the T, and it's working like a clock, like a machine in account. So let's say that this person that goes and registers one person, you would earn T2 commission from transactions relating to that person, okay? And therefore, this one that registered 2 people, you will earn 2 T2 transactions commissions from these 2 people, and so forth. You get the drift. Here you will get 3 T2 commissions, and here you will get 4 T2 commissions, and here you will get 5 T2 commissions. Okay. Now we're making the same assumption that each person that is registered goes and does exactly the same thing that the person before did, i.e. register only 6 people and not more. So if this person here registered 6, and we make the same assumption that out of the 6, 1 will do nothing, 1 will register 1 person, 1 will register 2, 1, 3, 1 will register 4, and the other one will register 5 people. Then for each of these people who are registered, of course, for each of the persons that T2 goes on to register, you'll get T3 commissions. And for each of the persons that they go on to register, you get T4 payments, okay? So those would be your T4 payments. So let me close that because that one doesn't go very deep. And now we can center our conversation around the last branch, because I think the last branch is expanded sufficiently for us to drill in and look at the impact, okay? So if we just focus on this particular one, where that person goes and registers 6 people, and you can see very quickly how quickly that can expand. So you'll get T3 from each person. I'll close that first. Let me close that first. Okay, and you can see this yourself as the payments are coming into your accounts. And if there is anybody in the audience who wants to testify and show their screen and see what transactions are coming in, then it will be very indicative of what is going on. This took quite a bit of time to put together and make sure that the distributions are going on as expected. And we are very convinced and confident that it is working as designed, and it is working exactly as I'm showing you here. Okay, so let me just close a few of those, and you can see we just want to zoom in from the T3s and the T4s, not even going into the T5s. Ignore the last branch because that hasn't been updated yet. And here, let's close that as well. And that. Okay, so we've just opened one of the branches, and you can see you will get your T3s and then your T4s, And for each of these T4s, of course, remember, the same thing is happening. This person is going on to register more people in order to earn you T5 commissions, as you can see from this. Okay, and that is for one of the persons that the person ending you T4 has gone on to register. So if we follow through this particular branch, that is the member. Member obviously would get T1 from this particular individual they register. That individual registers somebody, they get T2. The member would get T3 from the persons that this person registers, and they will get T4 from the persons that the T3 commission earners register, and they will get T5 from the persons that the earners, the generators of the T4 commissions register, would deliver T5 to them. And that's where it stops. Now, it stops there with relation to the member. But as you can imagine, this then shifts one level to the next person. And so this expansion keeps going. And therefore, for this particular person, that'll be T1, that'll be T2, that'll be T3, that'll be T4, and subsequently, you will have T5s here in relation to this particular member that was registered by that member here. So I hope I've done a good job in clarifying it or explaining it. This is very complex, but if you open, if you wanted to see the length of your T5 commissions, for example, then you just need to open all these branches up, right? And with what I started with on my screen, which of course is very confusing. Let me, have I lost it now? Okay, there we are. Okay, so who wants me to open all the branches?
It's a maze, Dr. Linus. I think just from the presentation and the discussions we have had earlier, on the chat I can see that people are actually sharing what their own personal experiences have been. Samuel, for example, says, he confirmed what Brother B said. What did he say here? What he's saying, I have checked on my account and I have received 13 pages of my commissions, and one commission comes from account to transact. That means someone has transferred Lumi from account to transact. So that's exactly what I was explaining before Dr. Linus came on to present, to say that once you have registered someone on account and you are the principal agent, the system is locked in that way. The transactions will keep going through on the accounts you've registered, and you would get the requisite commission based on the level the person who is linked to your account was registered. Sister Emma's question, this is also the answer. All you have to concentrate on is making sure that you keep registering people. So this scenario that Dr. Linus is showing is a scenario which works on 5, right? Imagine that you are someone like Ambassador Lumley, who had 3,000 something people registered. Just imagine how this is going to look like. She has 3,000 people. Just imagine how this, this chart would look like for them. We try to keep it with 6 people so that it's something that is containable. Everybody can see, everyone can understand. But if you have more than 5, so even break it down, let's say it's 100, then it would mean that it's 25s. Sorry, yeah, 25s. So yeah. 20 sets like this. So it's 20 sets like this. Just imagine just to get to level to T5. 20 sets that get to T5. It's amazing. It's just amazing.
And
So,
this is the reason, because it is so complex, this is the reason why we programmed this. We tested it for several months, checked it with calculations on the back of envelope spreadsheets to see that everything is being generated and fired off as expected and being paid as expected. And then we just let the engine run. And now the engine is working and doing its thing. Now, so if you register somebody, nobody's going to change that. That income stream is yours for as long as that person continues to transact. Now, and that applies to any transactions that they do on account. So if somebody decided to transfer their Lumi from account into Transact, you are still earning commission on that bulk amount. And that's when it begins to get interesting. Because imagine if you register a business that now doesn't receive only 6.26 Lumi, but they're receiving thousands of Lumi, either because it's an investment or because of some other business-related transactions, or that business has many customers and they are receiving payments and making payments in large amounts or large volumes on a daily basis. That income will keep streaming in. I mean, it's extraordinary. That's why we sometimes just sit back and laugh and think, you know, if somebody thinks they can go and replicate this overnight, well, good luck.
Yeah. So, you know, I can see also still on the chat, people are, you know, someone is also saying fully understood. Brother Paul actually just shared some elements of his commissions that came in. So the reason why we decided to do this is because we want to encourage each and every one of us. So, you know, myself included, getting encouraged, right? That the effort to go out and register people, you see it in your account. Every time you make an effort and you register one person, the effect is visible on your account. And we can see it. And when that happens, you know, you end up with 60, 100 pages of commission per day. Because bear in mind, when we were looking at Brother Patrick's commission sheets, it was not for the month of November. It was just for that day. It was 60-something pages of 20. And it's happening like that every day as transactions are going through, as activities are happening on the account. It just keeps going. It just keeps going. And it's, you know, and it's going to carry on going as long as transactions are going on.
Yeah. All completely automated. All completely automated. So this is it. Account, the engine is sitting there churning away, doing its thing, and spotting every single transaction, assigning it to the individual that is supposed to earn the commission, and getting paid in real time. So when you look at this maze and you look at this generated transactions, and because these are all done in real time, then you can understand why we were expressing concerns at the beginning, after the migration, that transactions are being processed slowly. It is not that transactions were not being processed, but because of the complexity of the transactions that need to be processed and settled in real time, you just need a much, you need a bit more firepower behind it to make sure that these are processed. And the reason for that is it needs to be done in real time. There is no way that you can identify a transaction that is done by somebody, and then after the effect, okay, after the transaction is completed, you then sit and say, but okay, who should earn that commission and who should earn that? And you can then tally it and add it all up and decide how to pay. That would be a very complex and complicated back office operation. that
nightmare.
We didn't want to get involved with. And that's why the whole process was completely automated. Now, if you don't like the notifications that are coming through, I guess to some extent you can go into your notification settings maybe and turn them off or something like that. But if you do that, and there are important messages that also need to be sent to you, like password resets, then you might not receive them unless you turn on the notification settings again, right? But what we can also do is maybe consider the possibility of not firing off notifications for each of these. Transactions that go out. Okay, so you can see the maze yourself, and I haven't expanded all of them, and that's only up to T4, right? T5 we're not seeing yet. Okay, yeah. If you want to see T5, okay, T5 is here. T5 is here. This ignore the last leg that just have not been is not been edited. So for the member, we are looking at up to T5. So anything up to T5, as you can see, and there are many of these. That's why you receive thousands of these transactions every day. These are going out every day. As we are speaking now, some people are getting paid.
Yeah.
All right, I'm going to stop sharing, and then perhaps we can come back and conclude on the questions. Unless there is somebody in the audience who wants to testify and share their screen and share their account and see what's going through.
I'm just picking up the the message from one of our members, Simon Ezra, my brother Simon. He says, this is really madness. This is really madness and massive earnings. It's nothing short of madness. It's nothing short of madness, but it's absolutely amazing, you know, what is in place. And it's for the benefit of every member of this community, you know. Before Dr. Linus actually comes in, I just want to respond to Toko's question. Sister Toko was asking us earlier, can she put up the signs to show people that where they can come to, you know, at her, where she is, so that she can help them to register. And I thought I would share what our brother Tieno Sedi, who is the coordinator for Senegal, what he has done. He goes into even cafes. He has a few of this himself, and all the screens are actually open to connect. You know, it's almost as the default screen. Let me share my screen so we can see it all together. So, you know, the leaders in this community are just amazing. The work that's going on is something. Can you see my screen?
Yeah.
Okay, so this is the leader in Senegal, Tieno Sedi. We call him fondly Moreau, right? And this is let me just let this video run. I hope you can hear. The place is packed, people are busy, and all the screens in the cafe are actually on Connect. Every one of us would recognize this. Yeah. So can you guys see that? So that is the answer to your question, our sister Toko here in South Africa. That's the answer to your question. In any community where you are, you can put up whatever signs you want to put up, just, you know, so that members can identify. And as soon as members see it, they know. Yeah. And they will, you know, you'll be able to help them and guide them through the processes. I just thought I should share that short video. He was just recording in the cafe. and people are sitting there busy on Connect.
Yep. I also have quite a lot of pictures which I could share, but I'm not sure I can find them right away. Perhaps that will be for another day.
Yeah.
The only thing that we all have to bear in mind as a community is that this registration for a Swiffen account is completely free of charge. It is free of charge. And so one of the areas of concern that we have that has been brought to our attention from time to time is people going into the community and charging a fee. Nobody should be charged a fee for the creation of a Swiffen account or Connect account or Transact account. Okay. The only thing that you officially have the permission from us to sell to members is if they want an email address. We've said the retail price is $2 per email address. You will buy that email address yourself before you can sell it on for $1, which means you pay $1, you get $2 back. So $1 for the service, $1 for you to keep. And that's for us to make sure that the infrastructure is maintained and we can continue to provide this and provide the processing power behind the scenes, which is crunching the numbers on a daily basis while we sit here and talk about what is happening and about onboarding members and answering questions. The computers are busy doing what they're supposed to do. We need to support that infrastructure and make sure that it is paid, and so we can continue to drive the adoption of the Lumi and use of the Lumi. And there is a lot of excitement and a lot of excitement that we can expect in the coming days, perhaps, or months. No one really knows how long that journey is, but the journey is one for us to get to the end. Okay, so don't charge a fee. Registration is completely free. If somebody doesn't have an email address and you want to sell them an email account, then of course you have to buy it yourself. That one you couldn't turn any corners, because when you sell it, when you buy in bulk, you then need to submit a list of those you have sold to for the email account to be actually created. So there is an audit trail of who you might have sold the email address to, but that is a service which gives them an email box. Okay, it is not mandatory. If you have your Gmail and it's working for you, use it. Otherwise, if you want a reliable, accessible mailbox that is potentially going to be linked to all of your accounts, then of course we would recommend that in mailbox. That's all I can say. But other than that, let's promote as widely as possible. Let's print all the banners and the T-shirts and make them available. That's what people are doing in many parts of the world.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot. So I will take just 2 questions.
We have one. We have one from Simon.
Okay. So we'll take just Simon's question and then we'll bring this to a close. We've actually gone 1 hour, almost 30 minutes. Good evening, Simon.
Good evening, Brother B and Dr. Linus and co. Honestly, I'm very, very much excited. On daily basis, I keep getting a lot of things that really keeps me moving and give me more confidence. I'm from Kaduna State, Nigeria. One of the things Dr. Linus just made mention about the issue of registration, which he made mention that is very, very free, but that was not the mentality we were going during registration. From the states, local government, down to what level, complete structures. And so registration is being a kind of restricted to only these leaders that are mandated to do registration. Apart from that, nobody is allowed to do registration. So there was this restriction that you hardly find people doing registration like that unless you follow through leadership to register. Because at a point, we made to understand that There are some persons that were even harassed by security. Be asking them questions. Who permitted you? What organization is this? You are here to scam people, this and that. There was a time that part of the leadership were even arrested to the police station. We needed to call on the attention of the state and the national level to intervene. So at a point, it became a serious issue that DSS and all of that needed to be informed to really intervene, because any other thing like that. But when Dr. Linus just made mention that registration is free, everybody is entitled to do registration based on this the commission level from level 1 to T1 to T5. He just made mention. That means everybody is entitled. You can go ahead and do registration. After that, you can as well tell others to do registration, which from your explanation, as if everybody can do registration, as if it's an open thing. But to us, the mindset we have is not an open thing. That
Okay,
you can't
so
just you can register. Yeah.
No, I get the question, Brother Simon. Can I just respond to that? So the reason we have country leadership is so that the country leadership can help the members on the ground, right?
Yes, sir.
As we have showed over and over, no one is stopping any member of the community from going onto the system, right, and registering to access the Lumi account. No one is stopping anyone from going on the system and registering and going on the Connect interface and helping the people that you have registered as an individual, right?
Yes, sir.
But when it comes to national structures and country structures, and even the third-party services that we are bringing into the system, it's not everybody who is going to have who would have the agent capability on the system to be able to deal with members.
I'm on mute. Just to add some more color to that, remember that in some countries, there will be the possibility to roll out local currency services, or generally local services. It could be to buy airtime, it could be to deposit Nigerian Naira into your account so you can use it to pay bills and so forth. And that's why we are working with local financial institutions in order to deliver access to local currency services in particular countries. Now, in some countries, the tradition that most local banking services come at a fee. So in order to register for these local services, it may be the case that there would be a fee that would be stipulated in each country, and that fee may be different for each country. But that is as it relates to accessing local currency specific services. The AKL account, which is your Lumi account, that is completely free of charge. No one should ask anybody else to pay a fee to create an account. It is free of charge. That's the understanding from the leadership, that this account is available to everybody who wants one, who can have one, and who is able to create one. Okay, so clarification. But if local currency services are going to be involved, those may come at extra fees, which will be communicated accordingly, depending on the local currency services that are available in the respective countries.
Okay.
Does that answer your question clearly?
Yes, sir. And the little challenge, just to add to that,
yes,
a lot of people are yet to register with account. Reason is that there is a little stipend they're supposed to have paid before doing the registration, and that restricts some persons from registering on account. Thank God is the coming of this Connect, that a lot of people were able to register on Connect first, but they have not registered on accounts, they have not registered on Transact yet.
But
Since they said,
you can see yourself, and Sister Lumba has demonstrated this, Sister Pauline has shown it, Brother Patrick has demonstrated it on many occasions. At no point during the creation process are you asked to make any payment.
It's okay.
Have you seen that?
I've seen that. I know that very well. A lot of people have been restricted. That's why, because of the little stipend, a lot of people refuse to go and register themselves to be getting this stimulus every month, thinking that because there's little payment involved, it's for logistics, not really for direct payment for registration, but for logistics. That's how they put it.
Right.
Yeah. With this, it's just like an awareness again, to create an awareness to people, to see the need to quickly take advantage before the year runs out next year, so that they will not be excluded of getting the stimulus.
Yes, because it's really important to get your account and get the stimulus in before the October 2023, because on that date, we really want, by that date, we want everybody, we want the Lumi in every household, we want everybody to have an account. And then beyond that date, if you want Lumi, you would have to buy it from somebody who already has it.
Oh. It's okay. Thank you very much, sir.
All right.
Okay, thank you, Simon. Thank you for that. Brother Ellard, greetings and welcome. Please unmute yourself.
Greetings, my sister. How are you?
I am blessed, thank you. Go ahead and ask your questions, Ambassador.
Dr. Linus, Brother B, and all the leaders, Patrick, Sister Lumba, I greet you, and everyone else who's on the platform. I've been a bit away, and I've been missing this gathering a lot. I'm still traveling the length and breadth of Malawi, but I'm now in Blantyre, where there's access. I've just arrived this evening, so there's access to connectivity. So we're meeting the Blantyre teams tomorrow, many of the guys, after meeting most of the farming communities and the chiefs in the remote places, and trying to conscientize. It's great work, it's exciting, people are getting to understand, because we are employing that strategy that let's get the masses registered, let's get the numbers from the most downtrodden members of our society, educate them on the Lumi. I raise my hands on basically on the point that my brother was sharing. The other, my co-members, Dr. Linus and Brother B, had addressed. I just want to make a point that our societies and many of those who are present on this platform, may you make it your own challenge that you research more and avail information about SWIFIN and the services it offers as regards registration to members of our community, than leaving them at the mercy of those who are trying to exploit them many times. The services, as echoed already, it's free. No one should be asking any money for anyone for payments or whatever. We understand that there are certain territories where tariffs in terms of data are a bit expensive. Then in that scenario, there must be an understanding between the one who has offered to provide the service and the community members who are willing to meet the data cost. Take note, the data cost, not to be charged above board and exorbitant prices, but able to, so that they get registered and have everything done for them. Having said that, as we are setting up country structures, please, it has come to my attention that there are some who are already assuming positions on their own and becoming an authority over others, and starting to tell others that you don't do this in this territory without me you don't do that. That is not correct. We don't, because we need the numbers. We need the whole purpose of us coming up with structures. We want to expedite the registration process. We want to get the numbers on board in a structural manner, so that, and with the greater presence in every corner of each country. It doesn't ultimately mean that you become an authority over others or other people who have access to the platform who can register themselves, and you go around telling them they have no right to do that. It's wrong. Everyone who can access connectivity has a right to connect themselves. And unless you're using a vehicle where you teach them of what has been shown, the commission system, so that they all become knowledgeable that, oh, I can go and add more people and earn some commission for myself. So it is prudent. Let's get the right information and let's help our brothers and sisters. Financial inclusion cannot occur when we're exploiting one another. People then back off and say, we are hesitant to go this because of this. I've encountered similar issues here already, where I had to demystify some misunderstanding regarding that and brought clarity, and it included giving government officials whom I had to explain all things relating to the work that SWIFIN is doing. I thank you for bringing it, brothers, and I'm just echoing that. Let's run on that race with clear conscience and understanding our purpose and why we are gathered here. And that must be achievable. Thank you. I yield the floor to you, Pauline.
Thank you, Brother Ella. Thank you very much. This is going to be the last question, so please do not put your hands up after this question. Ambassador Lumley, please go ahead. If you could make it brief, that would be appreciated.
Yes, well, I wanted to be quick. So just to understand in terms of the registration process, in order to access any of the other platforms, you have to register for the AKL Lumi? Are they independent of one another, the Transact?
Right, we now have 3 accounts, yeah?
Yeah.
You came on board, because I know of you came on board quite some time ago when it was just SWIFIN accounts. Since then, we have created 2 other accounts. Community, which is a community, yeah, that's everyone. So we advise everyone to register on community first. If you don't have community, if you already have a SWIFIN account, fair enough. If you're just coming on board, register first on Connect. From Connect, you can then register on the other 2 accounts, the SWIFIN account and the Transact account. But it's important, once you've registered on each of these accounts, that you complete your profiles.
Thank you. I got it.
Yeah?
All right. Thanks.
All right. You're welcome, ma'am. Thank
Sister
you.
Pauline, can I just add a comment to that, please?
Yes, sir. Please go ahead.
Now, account is actually quite a very complex multi-currency digital asset system. And the Lumi is one of the assets. And so if you want to be receiving Lumi and you want to participate in any of the commission structures, you must have account. You must have account. We call it account for short, but that's what we used to call the SWIFIN account, okay? Now, within the SWIFIN account itself, if you go to Zimbabwe, they might have Zimbabwean dollars integrated into the same account with the same SWIFIN ID. If you go to Nigeria, there might be Nigerian Naira integrated into the same account, okay, for local currency services. This is only available in partnership with local institutions. So everybody who wants to access the services needs to have an account. And that obviously the Lumi is available on every registration by default. But if you want to access local currency services, for example, and you decide that, well, I'm not interested in the Lumi, and I don't see any reason why anybody would say that, you can opt out, and we can remove the Lumi wallet from your account. That is possible. If people want to opt out of the Lumi, they can, and they can still access local services. we don't think, we haven't come across any scenario where that is necessary, and therefore the Lumi account or the Lumi wallet is a default part of every account that is created on the Swift account. In fact, there are 3 that are defaults. There is a GBX, which is intended to hold British pound equivalent transaction values, but we don't really talk about it very much because we haven't started using it yet. And then the Lumi, which is AKL, that's another default. And I think in some cases there is USX, either USX or Euro, one of those other major currencies, which can be as a default. So if you log into your account, you might see GBX and you might see AKX, okay? For now, AKX would be 0. For people in Nigeria, they will probably see AKL, they might see NGN, and NGN will be completely empty. It's just because we haven't started using it yet. If you are in Zimbabwe, you will see AKL and you might see NWL. If you are in Malawi, you will see AKL and you will see MWK, which is for Malawian Kwacha, and so forth. Now, then move over to Transact. Transact is exclusively Lumi for now, okay? Transact for now is exclusively Lumi. So if you don't want to make payments with complete local currency experience using your Lumi, then maybe you don't need to create an account on Transact, okay? Transact was created to address the 2 questions of how much Lumi do I need to transfer in order to pay for a meal in a restaurant where the owner is happy to accept Lumi as payment, okay? And number 2, how many Lumi is available how much of my local currency is 1 Lumi is worth 1 Lumi. So Transact addresses those 2 questions, and that's why we say that Transact is actually the most revolutionary tool that we've created yet, because it helps you to use your Lumi with complete local currency experience wherever you are, wherever you go, and however you choose to transact. So if you are in Nigeria, you would press Nigerian Naira and enter all your values in Nigerian Naira equivalent. The underlying values are always in Lumi. While in Nigeria, you might decide you want to trade with somebody in South Africa. You don't need to move. On the spot, you can select South African Rand and do your transaction in South African Rand equivalent values. And you can do the same with somebody in Malawi. Now, the reason we did that, because this then becomes the de facto single instrument that you can use all across the continent in order to start driving trade. And if we are talking about inclusion, it has to be transactional inclusion. It has to be inclusion that empowers people to take part in the real economy and to participate in the African Continental Free Trade Area, for example. That's how we operationalize it, and that's how we unlock the value that the African Continental Free Trade Area brings, and it is the biggest wealth creation opportunity of our time. And so the Lumi and Transact combined are really tools to help us access that. Now, on Connect, everybody needs to be on Connect, because in fact, if you don't have a Connect account, you will not be able to have a valid Transact account. You must be on Connect. Connect is, it's like your public signature to our movement. And it's also the place where you get help, you get support, you interact with members of the community, and so forth. So everybody has to be on Connect. I think, I hope that explains and answer your question, Ambassador.
Yes, thank you so much. Very much so.
Thank you, Dr. Linus. I did say that was going to be the last question, but we got one more hand up. Do you want to take it, Dr. Linus, or shall we end it and he can, that person can come back tomorrow?
We can take it and make it the last, because it's the last hand up.
Okay. Sani Helu from Nigeria. Can you unmute, please? Yes. Go ahead. Ask your question, please.
Good afternoon, Sama.
Good afternoon.
I'm Sani Ali from Nigeria, Kaduna State.
Yes, Sani, hi.
I have 2 questions, sir. The first question is, So how can I transfer my AKX to Transact account?
Okay, we said we will publish a process that will enable you to do that. I mean, you can right now if we explain, but we're taking these one step at a time. We will come to it. We will discuss it in one of the daily sessions and show you how to do it.
Okay.
For now, just be patient.
Okay,
or
sir.
if you have another member of the community that is willing to take it, then you can transfer to them and they can credit your Transact account. That way you have it transferred into Transact effectively.
Okay, sir.
All right, thank you.
And your second
question. Is it two days later, sir? I'm trying to pay on that community account.
Yes.
I already sent 5.000 to somebody called San Aliu. I think it's my account, but not my account. I'm already sent that money. How can I reverse that money, sir?
Oh, right. Okay, that's a good question. Look, if you want to do any transaction, you need to be sure where it's going before you actually submit. If you are not sure, don't send it. I wouldn't say that you have lost it, but it will take quite a bit of investigating and digging to get it, particularly on Connect, because Connect is a massive community, and there are a lot of transactions going on Connect, far more than anywhere else, because every time you log in, you receive 0.01 or something like that every time you like something.
Yes, I know that.
So there are a lot of transactions going on in Connect. Don't send if you are not sure.
Okay. Okay, sir.
Try and find the person, identify the person, and get them to send it back.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much. Wonderful meeting as always. Thank you, Dr. Linus. Brother MB seemed to have come off for some apparent reason. So we're in the process of closing the meeting. So Dr. Linus, I don't know if you've got the last words to say to our people, and then I will close the meeting. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thanks for taking the time to attend. As always, this presents really an opportunity for us to all walk away with something we've learned so that we can educate others in our communities. It is incumbent on us to address the two problems that we are set out to address as a community. One, to ensure inclusion without regard to class, without regard to rank, to ensure that people in the city are just as included as those in the most remote areas from where we are. And that's why the country structures are being put in place and effort is being made all around us to actually increase that drive. So it is a collective journey, and let's keep on with it. In order to see change, we have to do the work. We have to take the actions to get everybody included. And we have to take the actions to start using our Lumi. Once 1.3 billion people start using the Lumi and trading one another, you can be sure that the rest of the world cannot just sit back and watch or do nothing, because they still have to trade with the continent and the rest of the diaspora. So let's keep going. Let's keep going. This is a very transformational journey. It's not something that happens overnight. We are doing something that has never been done before. And so let's learn all that we can. And we are doing that every day. And let's apply it every day. Let's make progress. Let's make it better. If we come across challenges and difficulties, let's educate each one. Let's educate each other about those challenges, and let's try to overcome them. Let's find solutions amongst ourselves to overcome those challenges, so that every day gets better and better and better, and leads us in the end to the ultimate place of full inclusion and access to a common instrument of exchanging value for all. So thank you very much for all the contributions this evening. And on that note, I would like to wish everyone a wonderful evening, and God bless you.
Thank you, Dr. Linus. Just to remind everyone, for those who wish to attend, there's another daily briefing tomorrow. It's at 8:30 South African time. If you know anyone in your community that would like to hear what's going on, please let them know. Tomorrow, 8:30 at South African time. All right, so with that, you can unmute and say your good night, and we, through the grace of the Most High, will see each other again tomorrow.
Have a good evening or a good night.
Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Excellent
Good,
evening.
good night.
Good night.
Good night. Thank you.
Good night, everybody. Thank you for a wonderful training.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night.